Hey everybody, welcome to the Market Minute. We had a busy week. We got the high C announcement, we got the hunted, we got RTNs going. So the market is a buzz on multiple fronts. So let's get into these six cards here. First one up is going to be Stonewall Gauntlet. This card currently sitting at $55 for the rainbow foil. Four rainbow foils left on TCG Player. Four cold foils. Those cold foils are at $62 time of recording. If we look at the 3-month snapshot on this guy, low sale price $24 for the rainbow foil, $49.99 for that same rainbow foil. So we're currently sitting above the 3-month high at $55. This card recently saw itself in the Battle Hardened Verdance list that end up winning Majin Bay, winning with that deck. So we're seeing a little bit of pump there. Again, Stonewall Gauntlet, generic, legendary, with some interesting techs and some interesting tech. Always worth keeping an eye on. This one is currently sitting pretty high. We are getting further away from Part the Misfill, so keep an eye on that. Maybe some Arachne hate as well with this card. Not really sure, but wanted to point it out. The next card here is Destructive Aethertide from Rosetta. Again, we saw Verdant pop up, win some Battle Hardens, top some Battle Hardens. So this card currently sitting at $9.95. 18 non-foils left on TCG Player, 10 rainbow foils. Pretty thin for literally the last set. Those inventories are quite low. Rainbow foils sitting at $15, just over $15. If we look at the 3-month snapshot on this one, $5.99 for the low and $12.99 for the high. Yeah, again, I think Verdance is seeing some comeback. There's definitely some pressure on this one. If you look at the graph, it's last couple of weeks, this card has seen some sales. So it's also a very good card, right? It's a blue block 3 with also, again, good text. Arsenal of Destruction is very powerful, especially if you can surge this card, obviously. So keep an eye on this card. Like I said, this is quite thin inventory for a card that just came out in the main set, last set in Rosetta. All right, the next card here is Grains of Bloodspill. Currently sitting at $80 for the rainbow foil. 14 rainbow foils on TCG Player. 4 cold foils. Those cold foils are sitting at just about $154. 3-month snapshot on this guy. Low sale price, just under $50 at $49.81. High sale price, $110 for the rainbow foil. So we're not quite sitting at that high mark. But again, low inventory on these. We're starting to see Warriors pick up some steam, obviously with Fang and all the support they got in the Hunted. And that's just making this card a little bit thin right now. So keep an eye on it. This card it could get sold out quite quickly and that price jump up. All right, here, the next card, we have Cut Through the Facade. Currently sitting at $11 for the non-foil, 29 of them on TCG Player. Rainbow foil, 15 of them left, sitting at $24.90. Again, another Rosetta card with not as thin inventory, but thin for, again, the card that just came out last set. It is a generic, cost 3, attacks for 7, can't be defended by auras, right? And destroys an aura if it hits them. Pretty strong text on this one. There's a lot of auras in Flesh and Blood these days. Fealty tokens are auras, rune chants, channel lightning valleys and aura, right? There's multiple auras out there. Prism is starting to pop back up. So that's why I think we're starting to see this card move around a little bit. Also, I think it has what you could consider a pirate on it. So maybe some high seas speculation going on there as well. If we look at the 3-month snapshot, this card's sitting at $3.50 in the low, $14 for the high. So we're close to that high water mark right now. Interesting enough. Keep an eye on this one. This one might just be pumped up a little bit due to the high seas. It might fall back down and you can pick up your playset then. Speaking of high seas pushing a card around, want to talk about Trench of the Sunken Treasure from Outsiders. Rainbow foil currently sitting at $39.99. Cold foil, sitting 7 of them at $80. And the EA, 8 of them on TCG Player right now at $180. So this card is a very rare case of having 3 different versions. There's 32 rainbow foils. And you can see from that chart, as soon as High Seas was announced, this card got bought up quite a bit, and that's evident by its 3-month snapshot. $10 is the low sale price, high sale price $44.94. So we are sitting under that high water mark, but it's right there. And as I've said with Outsiders legendaries, you want to make sure that you understand that the pull rates for the rainbow foils were higher than maybe any other set in Flesh and Blood history, especially in 2.0. So there's quite a bit of them out there compared to the cold foil and the EA, as you can tell by the inventory that's left on TCG Player, right? 32 versus 7 and 8. So just keep an eye on that. And this could be a card, especially if Ranger is in the next set. You might want to have one of these. All right, our last card here, Warmonger's Diplomacy. Wanted to bring this one up for a special case here. It's currently sitting at 110. One at time of taping, one on TCG Player at 110, and 9 rainbow foils at 94.95. So yes, the rainbow foil is lower than the non-foil currently. Sometimes that just happens. 3-month snapshot, low sitting $70, high 110. So yeah, it's right at its high mark. Be careful on this one. RTN season's likely going to see Viserai LL. This card becomes less playable. If Viserai LL's right, then you're really targeting less decks, right, that this card's going in. So keep an eye on that, and just this card might see a fall backwards once some of these heroes start LLing out of the meta. And don't want to lose too much money on picking these up at its high mark. That's going to do it. Please like, subscribe, and we'll check you next time. Peace.